You still here? Thought we agreed you weren't cut out for this.
I never agreed to that.
She's told Nick you split up, and you didn't split up.
But she hasn't told him about my affair.
I see your pathological need to be loved has been made even worse by your wife ditching you.
I have a date. Do I know her?
No.
Sounds like I know her.
Will you give me some slack? I lost my daughter. What?
If there are signs of sepsis, let's try antibiotics before lumbar puncture. Let's try and steer clear of repeated aspirations.
In 6 months' time, you'll be wondering what you had to be depressed about.
I take it this new and nauseatingly upbeat attitude is down to the fact that you finally got some action.
She's been hurt in the past. We both have, so we're taking it slow.
If she wants to take it slow at the beginning of a relationship, then you really have got problems. Sex decreases with time. If she isn't wanting alarm bell sex at the beginning, then you're in for a life of bitter tears and masturbation.
Alarm bell sex?
Okay, check her obs, and if her sats go below 70, I'll need to know.
Judith Morgan?
Yes.
Judith Morgan had mitral valve repair 5 years ago, referred by a GP with a fold.
All right, thank you, Mallory. I know all about Mrs. Morgan. Hello, Judith. Sharon.
Hello, Jenny. It's all being mean to your students.
Morning.
Morning.
Mr. Grant?
Yeah.
Lungs, liver and kidney are all struggling. I need echo to check cardiac function. I may need MRI to check viability. Might be looking at a repeat operation to replace or repair mitral and tricuspid valves.
You can tell all that just by looking at me.
No sense of humour, lass. That's one for the plus box.
We found a nice chap here.
I will come and talk to you when I've done all the tests I need to do, all right? Not a word of that conversation to anyone, understood?
Understood.
Sally Fortune, full-time registrar, part-time beauty queen. What have you got for me?
You might have to scrub your first elective for the day. Got an admission through from A&D. David Foster. Fell off a wall on his way home from a party. He walked into A&D and waited for 2 hours to be seen. High GCS, talking, good response to listening, good motor control. Then told us he'd taken ketamine at a party.
Ketamine. He's conscious, he's coherent, he sounds fine. Why are you even telling me about him?
Because of his scan.
Okay, it's subdural and it could be bleeding.
But he's tolerating it.
Springer, tell me why we want to operate.
Subdural could mean there's brain damage, increased pressure on the brain, stem the bleeding.
Wilson, tell me why we don't.
If the swelling's already too great, we might not get the dura closed again.
All true, all true. I think it's too big to leave. Fortune, scrub the first elective of the day. Springer, you can scrub in. Ketamine, eh? The drug that's simply too good for horses.
Stupid, I know.
My registrar tells me you're ex-army.
Well, that explains the stupidity.
Look, I'm going to be straight with you. You've got a blood clot in your brain as a result of the fall, and even though you're coping well, I think, on balance, it would be safer to operate to take it out.
Fair enough.
Have you anything you want to ask me?
No.
Anybody you want me to contact?
No.
Mum, dad, wife, children?
None that I want to contact.
It's not much fun to face this on your own, you know.
I'm not married, I don't have any kids, and let's just say I'm not really in the mood for the pained expression on my mum and dad's faces right now.
Okay. Well, I'm going to change my timetable and get you into surgery as soon as I can, all right?
Yeah, just get it done.
replacement valve at her age. You have to question whether Lady Bremner's got this right.
What would you suggest? Leave Judith to die on a hillside?
Manage it with medication. Happens all the time in the States.
Looking at one valve or two? Doctors?
I was wondering whether it was ethical to operate at all given a person's health and age. Might be better managed with medication.
Oh. And what medication might that be, Mullery?
I don't know.
Exactly. I don't look to you for moral guidance, Mullery. I look to you to display very, very basic surgical knowledge. And you've managed to disappoint me even in that.
Wilson, Springer, talk me through the stages.
Question mark incision, drill 2 burr holes, use a craniotome to cut the bone flap open, lift the bone flap, expose the dura, widely open the dura using scissors, suck out the clot, close them up, bob's your knob.
You're very quiet, Wilson.
I was just thinking about that thing you said.
What thing I said? I say many things.
That thing about medicine being what we do to keep the patient entertained whilst nature takes its course.
I don't think Voltaire would have said that if he had all this kid.
Okay, I should go and anaesthetise him. Just haven't got enough drugs to knock him out.
How do you mean?
Well, he's drunk 8 pints, he's taken ketamine and got a subdural clot, and he's still awake. He's practically indestructible.
Shepherd, hang on. We're not going to operate. Stop! Take David back to the ward. I got ITU to free up a bed. I'm not going to operate.
What?
Look, David, I'm really sorry to put you through this, but I've had another look at the scan and I don't think you necessarily need an operation. Look, I'll go through it with you back in the ward.
You sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
This will come as no surprise to you, but I might have to replace both the valves. Or I could get away with re-repairing one, but either way it won't be an easy operation.
How difficult is it?
Again, I won't lie to you, the risks are always greater at a repeat operation.
If I have the op and it goes all right, will I be right for my granddaughter's wedding?
What can I do with her? It's all she'll talk about.
Is that the only reason you want to go ahead with this operation?
Can you think of a better one?
Fortune, you cover electives. Wilson, Springer, you can cover new admissions, referrals and A&E. I don't want to be in theatre unless I can help it. I want to monitor this young man. I don't trust anybody else to do it. If I'm honest, I don't even trust myself.
All right.
So, you're conscious, you haven't any impaired movement, you're not slurring your words, which, given you've banged your head and taken horse tranquilizer, is perhaps an indication that you are what we call in the trade a born survivor.
Well, maybe it's the ketamine that's keeping me alive.
Might be the alcohol. Shrinks your brain and leaves more room for it to swell.
But there is a blood clot.
There is a blood clot, I'm not going to lie.
And a couple of hours ago, you were telling me that you needed to operate.
Well, it's big enough to worry about, but then the scan tells me one thing and then you are telling me another. You're talking, you're coherent, you're passing all these wonderful tests, which makes me think that maybe we should just wait and see if it goes away.
Do blood clots ever just go away?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Sometimes I have operated on a clot and the release of pressure has had the brain jumping out to meet me. Which I don't think either of us wants to happen, do we?
Don't we?
Look, I'm going to monitor you myself most of the time. I understand it's a bit scary.
I'm not afraid. I've got nothing to lose. Why should I be afraid?
Okay.
Are you absolutely certain you want to play it this way?
Well, I know you like to knock 'em out, Larry, but you won't go short of work, I promise.
You do an operation and the patient dies. Everybody believes you when you say you've done your very best. If you do nothing and the patient dies, nobody believes that's your best.
Yeah, but I'd know.
So what changed?
Instinct just doesn't feel right to operate.
You're going to fit a pressure monitor?
What'll that tell me that his behaviour won't?
You're going to be using any technology, or shall I just book leeches?
I hear you just bullied yourself an ITU bed for your subdural patient.
Not bullied, charmed. You should exercise your charm muscle sometime. Gives you a warm glow inside.
Has she fallen off the ambulance? What? She must be somewhere.
I can't leave the hospital.
She couldn't have got far. She's attached to 2 drips and a heart monitor.
Yeah, I'm monitoring a blood clot. Strange case. An estate agent got hit over the head with his own for sale sign. And I haven't heard from Nick, so... Look, just call before you come in, you know. Give me time to prepare my civilised face. Oh, I'm sorry. It's my mother. That was a joke. Monroe, by the way.
Tatiana.
Great coffee, Tatiana.
But I make it the machine best.
Yeah, but you have to refill the machine.
When I refill the coffee machine, my background really helps.
East European?
No, biochemistry.
Did you know that snack trolley girl is a biochemist?
Tatiana? Yeah. Everyone knows that.